A very good afternoon to all of you folks joining us through Papare, through PEOTV and PEO Sports, live from the Royal Indoor Sports Complex. It's going to be a cracking day 4 with 3 games lined up for you. The first game of the day is going to be between the Colombo Bulls and the Sri Lanka Air Force. The Colombo Bulls have been riding high, 2 wins out of 2. And Sri Lanka Air Force yet to open their mark on the win column, going down in both their games. So once again, a lot to play, 3 games for the day, and it's all excitement with upcoming action. And now you're seeing the lineup for Colombo Bulls. We have Chandra Alves, Shehan Udayanga, their star point guard Praneeth Udumalagala, Jared Fernando, who had a great game with Colombo Basketball Club. So did Dimitri Grape, Tarindu Sankalpa, Dasun Rana Sundara, Tony Townsend, their foreign player. We are yet to see him in action. Keshav Pereira, who had a fantastic game. Anushka Jala, the captain, Kisaja Prasanjit, the rookie, and Isuru Veera Kodi, the rookie. Their head coach, Duke Rajapaksa, and their assistant coach, Tahir Akbar Ali. And moving on, Sri Lanka Air Force. Once again, a very young and promising lineup. Malaka Fonseca, Pubudu Piris, Anthony Venito, the veteran, Sahasra Damalagay, the young center, Jasim Rizvi, Sean Godalagay, Hashen Madhushankar, Ravindra Pereira, their captain, Yashua Amarasinghe, Dinushan Sivadasan, who was out with the injury today though, Praveen Hapuarachi, Sabin Fernando, their head coach, Supun Vimal, and their assistant coach, Lionel Gunawardana. So those are the 2 team cards, all set for action. Under a minute, we'll be back with live action.
I need him to get answers.
If they want to
I'm Elizabeth Thatcher. I'm the new teacher here.
To be a grown-up, to be strong.
Hallmark Channel presents The Power of Love.
Just as I thought, you have a case of jealousy.
What do people keep saying that?
Probably because you're giving them cause.
And the strength of heart.
I haven't been in Coal Valley very long, but this town changed.
There's something there.
Ashley! Are you hiding? I'll find you.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
There are plenty of pretty voices with nothing to say. Do you have something to say?
I want to do this.
You will be required to have a hearing individual on board at all times.
I can't stay with you for the rest of my life.
All right, back with live action. Brought to you by PEOTV and PEO Sports. Both teams ready, and we are about to tip off. Air Force wins the tip. And Joshua to Pubudu. Immediately a turnover. Udanga with the ball now. Pushes it out to Chandra to Praneeth. Praneeth through the screen from Dasun back to Chandra. Driving through to open Jared. Poor pass. And that's the first turnover for Bulls. So starting lineups for Bulls: Chenura, Updanga, Pranit, Dasun and Jared. That's been their settled starting five. Wide open shot, not contested. And Joshua starts his account. And for Air Force, we have their veteran Anthony Venito, Joshua, Sahasra, Pubidu, and Praveen. Dasun misses both free throws, and Bulls yet to open their account. And this is Sahasra, mid-range, cannot convert. Last touch, Bulls. Ball back with Air Force. Joshua to Pubido, looking for Praveen, drives in, double clutches, try to make it, comes up with a miss, and this is Chenura pushing it to Jared, back to Chenura, open, cannot connect. This is Jared advancing the ball to Chenura. Back to Jared. The angle open. Comes up short. Sahasra cleans up. And now Praveen. This is Benito from out. Sahasra. Cannot connect. Ball back with Bulls. Pranit tries from out. Good. Once again. Pranit has shown that shooting touch right throughout the last two games. And he starts well. 3 each. This is Praveen trying from out now. Cannot connect. Pranit goes from outside again, in and out. Hustle and ball comes back to Bulls. Quick pass. Jared's foot touched the line and turnover ball. Lot of contact, and Pranit will get the whistle. And will go to the line. That's 3 misses now from the free throw line for the Bulls. And Pranit makes the second. Bulls will go up by 1, 4-3. And this is Joshua with the rebound, powering through the paint, finishes under the post. Once again, pick and roll action between Pranit and Udyanga. A nice finish. So both teams exchanging buckets right now at the 6-minute mark. It's Joshua trying to get it to Sahasra, but Chenura comes up with a steal, pushes it to Pranit, to Udyanga, brilliant pass, but cannot finish. This is Dasun. Turns over the ball with the FOs. It's Joshua, he cannot come up with the bucket. Now Jared pushes to Chenura, some contact, no whistle. This is Udyanga. Pranit trying from outside again, cannot connect. Sahasra with the rebound. Praveen. Some good defense by Jared. And just like that, Bulls on transition. Good passes around, and Dasun finishes for the 2 points, and Bulls now leads by 3. Offensive foul by Pobadu. Yeshua comes up short. Once again, we're seeing a lot of misses in this game. Udyanga able to run down and block that shot from Joshua. Ball will stay with Air Force. Some contact, and Pranit called for the foul. Was not happy. But foul call on the flow. Changes coming in for the Bulls. JJ checks in, and Dasun will sit. This is Pobadu. The brilliant pass coming from Joshua. Cannot connect. Off balance shot. Doesn't get the whistle. And now this is Chenura to Pranit. Checks it in. Some good defense by Praveen. Turnover ball by Bulls. Udyanga will sit now. And we are seeing the rookie Isuru now getting some minutes. So all these minutes coming from the bench is vital in the final result. It's not just the starters who wins you the game. You need the bench to come up good. Now this is Praveen. Mid-range comes up short. Suru with his first rebound. Pranit driving through. Doesn't get the call once again. He's not happy. He demands for the ball now. Going all the way in this time. Able to draw the foul. Fouls on the flow, not on a shooting act. So ball on the side. Pranit again. Pick with JJ. This is JJ from outside. Connects the mid-range for his first points. Now Joshua with some one-on-one action. Wants everybody to move. And airballs it. Poor pass. However, JJ able to gather it. Cross pass to Jared. Drives. Kicks it out to Chenura. Back to JJ. Looked for the pass. Should have gone for the shot instead. Gave up the open shot for a pass. Commits the turnover. And Shastra. Mid-range. Misses. Pubudu rebounds. Gets it back out to Joshua. Joshua powers his way inside the paint to finish under the post. And this is Pranit. Praveen trying to get the charge, but he was inside the no charge zone. So no call by the referee. But Pranit able to finish. Now Shastra once again from outside, still cannot connect. Chenura comes up good with the rebound. This is JJ from out. Cannot connect. Looking for that mid-range. This is Pubudu. Inside the paint. Finishing strong. 9-12. 17 seconds on the clock. Bulls will hold it for the last shot. This is Pranit from outside. Cannot connect. Yafos still has 3 seconds to release for a shot. Praveen goes from deep. Cannot make it. That will end the first quarter. Bulls leading 12-9. Tight contest. Both teams exchanging a lot of turnovers instead of buckets. So we have to see some better action in the second quarter. We'll take a short break.
I need him to get answers.
If they want to...
I'm Elizabeth Thatcher. I'm the new teacher here.
To be a grown-up. to be strong.
Hallmark Channel presents the power of love
Just as I thought. You have a case of jealousy.
What do people keep saying that?
Probably because you're giving them cause.
and the strength of heart.
Haven't been in Coal Valley very long, but this town changes.
There's someone there.
Ashley! Are you hiding? I'll find you.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
There are plenty of pretty voices with nothing to say. Do you have something to say?
I want to do this.
You will be required to have a hearing individual on board at all times.
I can't stay with you for the rest of my life.
We are back with second quarter action. Live pictures brought to you by PEOTV, PEO Sports, the official broadcasting partner for the Sri Lanka Basketball League. This is action between the Colombo Bulls and Sri Lanka Air Force. Tight game so far, first quarter. Bulls have not shown any rhythm. Just like their last game when they had a really slow start. And just like that, Jared connects from 3-point range for his first points. And this is a poor pass, turnover ball. Bulls pushing. This is JJ. He's blocked. Good defense by Air Force to get the ball back, and now Pubudu. Some good action. Got JJ flying, but he couldn't finish. This is Hashane now. He cannot connect. Praveen comes up with the rebound. Looks for Pubudu. He tries from out, and he connects the three to cut the lead down to 3. This is Jared. Once again, turnover. And Joshua gets the whistle. Dimitri, too much contact. He commits his first foul, the first team foul of the quarter. And now Sastra from out. Comes good. Over JJ. 14-15. Lead cut down to 1. This is day 4 of the Sri Lanka Basketball League. Game 7 action right now. We have 3 games lined up today. 2 more games to come after this. All 6 teams in action today. Could be a crucial day for most of the teams. Air Force needs a win to stay in the competition. So they'll give everything they have. Meanwhile, Bulls with 2 wins but will not want to go down here today. And meanwhile, Joshua connects another one from deep. And Air Force gets the lead back after the 3-0 start. A lot of contact. Dimitri will go to the line. More changes coming now. Jared will sit. So will Isuru, Chenura and Praneeth back. We have seen just one change for Air Force. Hussein is the only change. I've not seen much changes like last evening's game when they brought the entire bench in for a couple of minutes. This Hussein cannot connect. Praneeth comes up with the rebound, looking to draw the foul. A lot of contact. And Udyanga able to draw the foul. He made Praveen flying high and got the contact, but wasn't looking to shoot, so the ball will stay on the sideline. This is a brilliant pass. Praneeth finished with a lot of contact, wanted the whistle. And now Sahasra open, comes up with a miss. Hussein cleans it up, but gives it away. And now we see the second change for Air Force. Jazim was good last evening. He's inside now for the team Air Force. Praveen will get a break. Praneeth open, and he's good from outside. Once again, pick and roll action through JJ. Working well for Praneeth and JJ. We saw the same pick and roll action in that game against Colombo. Pass coming in too strong from Pubudu. Yet another turnover. Once again, Praneeth. Finishes strong. And Air Force will call for their first timeout, with Bulls opening up a 6-point lead, not a big one. However, the last 3-4 possessions, Air Force looked a bit out of sorts. So Coach Supun Vimal wants to talk it through. So later today we'll see Sri Lanka Police taking on Sri Lanka Army. That would be another cracking game. Sri Lanka Army with 2 wins so far, and Sri Lanka Police with 1 win and 1 loss. But with a 28-point comeback with David Pearce, they will be playing with a lot of confidence. Meanwhile, David Pearce will take on the Colombo Basketball Club. That's the last game for the day. David Pearce with 2 losses will look for a win here. Both games they lost. They were doing well. They were in the contest, but couldn't finish. So they will want to prove something today. But they will be facing a star-studded Colombo Basketball Club. Once again, Praneeth looks to get inside the paint. Comes up short this time. And now this is Jazim. Gives it to Hussein. Hussein looks for a mid-range. Connects. And Keshava with the rundown block. Was looking for the whistle for a kick ball perhaps. Didn't get it. Had to chase down and gets the block. It's Hussein again from mid-range. Bulls gets the ball back. This is Praneeth to JJ. And he commits the turnover. Lots of shuffling going around. Some contact by Chenura, commits the foul. Still both teams not in the penalty, so ball will be taken on the side. JJ will now get a breather. They're saying Tarindu for the Bulls now. Tarindu Sankalpa. This is Jazim. Some one-on-one action, but the shot clock expires. The officials having a slight discussion, perhaps about the shot clock. We have seen some technical difficulties in the shot clock last evening. Looks all good today. And more action now. This is Praneeth controlling the game now for the Bulls. Once again from out. Comes up short. Sastra from mid-range, comes up good. So lead cut down to 4. Down to the last 2 minutes of the quarter. This is Dimitri from out. Tarindu with the rebound. And some hard action. A lot of contact. And Praneeth will get the whistle. Hassan look happy. And Hussein will now come in for Air Force Pubidu. Will take a breather. So Air Force now going small. Chenura from out. Cannot connect. This is Hussein from outside. Comes up short again. Tipped by Sahasra. And Jazim travels. So turnover once again. Both teams committing a lot of turnovers. Once again, a very slow start for both teams. Low scoring game. Clearly a lot of contact. Foul on the floor this time. Dimitri was able to draw the foul from Praveen on that occasion. And now this is Pranit looking to go in. Now he draws the foul. So now Team Air Force are in the penalty, which will send Pranit to the line. Bulls will want to finish this quarter very strong. They sit with a 5-point lead right now. Pranit extends it to 6 points now. And it is Jazim wide open. Good. The defenders went to sleep on that occasion. Nobody guarding him. Not even close to guarding him. And this is Pranit. Fakes. Takes it all the way to the paint. Looking for the whistle. Didn't get it. And Udyanga able to clean up. And draw the whistle. Rather get the whistle. Draws the foul. Referee indicating the defender was not in the cylinder. That's the legitimate defending area, is the cylinder, which we call in basketball. So this is Udyanga making the first and missing the second. Sastra with yet another rebound. Has been really good on those boards. And this is Jazim once again from out. Coming really good. Once again, no contest. And shooters loves that. This is Dimitri from out. Cannot connect the mid-range jumper. And now Air Force will be able to get the lead if they score here. And now this is Pranit committing another foul. Praveen coming through that pick. Through Sahasra. Pranit trying to run through the pick. Extend his arm. And was called for the foul. And meanwhile, Bulls will call for their timeout. This is their first timeout. They hadn't called for a timeout yet in this half. So with 35 seconds to go, 31 rather. The Bulls have called for a timeout. A 1-point game as we close into the first half. So we are back for the last 35 seconds of the half. Air Force will have the ball. 14 seconds on the shot clock. They can take the lead here. This is Praveen. This is Udanga from out. He cannot connect. 10 seconds on the clock. Turnover. Bulls can take the final shot. This is JJ. Pass coming in too strong. And Air Force will call for the second timeout of the half with 2.8 seconds on the clock. And will be able to take the last shot. And perhaps the lead going into that halftime break. Once again, close contest, but offensively, both teams have been really poor in their strategies and executing some of those strategies, I would say. Too many turnovers, too many misses. However, defensively, we have seen some good action, a lot of shot blocks by the bigs, a lot of hustle plays. We have seen a lot of fight in defense. But once again, as I emphasized during the last games, all these 6 clubs needs to get their offensive strategies right, as one of these clubs will take part at the Sabah Club Championship, where they will face much tough competition and a lot of offensive power. So scoring is important as much as defense. We said defense wins games. However, teams need to score in order to win basketball games. So just like that, we'll end this first half 28-27, slight lead for the Bulls. They won't be happy, but Team Air Force will definitely be happy with what they have seen. So we'll go for a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Live action on PEOTV after this break.
I need him to get answers.
If they want to...
I'm Elizabeth Thatcher. I'm the new teacher here.
To be a grown-up, to be strong.
Hallmark Channel presents The Power of Love.
Just as I thought, you have a case of jealousy.
What do people keep saying that?
Probably because you're giving them cause.
And the strength of heart.
I haven't been in Coal Valley very long, but this town changed.
There's someone there.
Ashley! Are you hiding? I'll find you.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
There are plenty of pretty voices with nothing to say. Do you have something to say?
I want to do this.
You will be required to have a hearing individual on board at all times.
I can't stay with you for the rest of my life.
Beda mati ya?
මොකද
මේ ධර්මපාල මන්ත්‍රතුමා ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා.
මේ ගම ආරක්ෂා කරන එක මගේ වගකීම.
ගමේ ඉන්න කෙල්ලොත් ලස්සනයි.
ලස්සනම ගැන කියන සුන්දර කවියට ආසමම
මනහරි රුයින් දිලනා නාරි.
අයියෙන්ම සාදුකාර දෙන්නේ වැඩියෙන්ම පව් කරන මිනිස්සු.
සුදු ඇඳගත්තු මිනිහෙකුට ගමේ මිනිස්සු රැවටිලා.
හරි සාක්ෂියක් නැතුව උසාවියේදී මිනිස්සෙක් වැරදිකාරයෙක් කරන්න.
Pio Sports ක්‍රීඩාව වෙනුවෙන්ම.
लाला संभल के.
हर तरफ खतरा है.
देख के भाई एक गलती और गेम ओवर.
Can you do this, Hardik? ये चैंपियंस का गेम है. It's all on the line.
Hey, the president is here.
Competition. मजा आएगा.
This is the ICC Champions Trophy, where the world's 8 best teams will put it all on the line for victory.
अलग किस्म की गूंज सी उठती है जब मैदान पे उतरता है ये खिलाड़ी. बहुत बड़ा छक्का ये.
අන්දවනට මුශාන්තුරෙක් කියලන් කියන්න බෑ.
මේ වැඩේ හරියන්නේ නැහැ. මේක කරන්න එපා.
සීරුවෙන් මාරුතේ
බලක් කී දෙනෙක් මේ ආවද? ජීවිතේ තියෙනකම් අපේ ඉන්නේ සීරුවෙන්.
ए लड़की. ए लड़की.
तेरा नाम क्या है? पूछने वाले पूछे तो बता तेरी पहचान क्या है?
तेरा नाम गुनेगा तो फूटेगा तूफान हिलेगी जमीन मचेगा तुमसा तेरा नाम गुनेगा जब हर गली हर मकान फैलेंगे तेरी बातें हर नुक्कड़ हर दुकान बीच पे सजाए घूमेंगे तेरा नाम के फैलेंगे तेरी
හිතට දැනෙන movies ඕන තරම්.
පිටියෙන් ඉවතර එල්ල කරන පහරක් පැහැදිලිව බලා ගන්න HD channel රසක්. ස්මාර්ට් විදිහට TV බලන්නත් ඕන දෙයක් මග හැරුණත් ආයි බලා ගන්න. රිවයින්ඩ් කරන option එක සමගින් SLT-MOBITEL PEOTV, the best on demand entertainment.
No teams. But you can take the lead.
What a catch!
I need him to get answers.
If they want to make them.
I'm Elizabeth Thatcher. I'm the new teacher here.
To be a grown-up, to be strong.
Hallmark Channel present The Power of Love.
Just as I thought. You have a case of jealousy.
What do people keep saying that?
Probably because you're giving them cause.
And the strength of heart.
I haven't been in Coal Valley very long, but this town changes.
There's someone there.
hiding. I'll find you.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
There are plenty of pretty voices with nothing to say. Do you have something to say?
I want to do this.
You will be required to have a hearing individual on board at all times.
I can't stay with you for the rest of my life.
We are back live with third quarter action of the Sri Lanka Basketball League. This is day 4, game 7. Colombo Bulls taking on Sri Lanka Air Force. Tight game at the halftime, 28-27. Both teams have had a lot of turnovers in the first half. And the shot clock expires. Some good defense by the Bulls. So now this is Pupudu, looks for Sahasra, the tip. Couldn't finish. This is Udyanga. He doesn't finish. Both teams looking for the whistle, but the officials have allowed the game to go on with the contact. Which could be a reason for the low scores too. This is Dimitri with the steal. Sends it to Jared, Pranit in the middle, and Udyanga will finish. And will draw the foul as well. Chance for a 3-point play. And immediately a change for Air Force. Joshua back in action. Hussein will sit. Air Force need some size inside, and that's the reason Joshua is immediately brought back in the game. Udyanga completes the 3-point play, and Bulls go back up by 4. And Sahasra meanwhile airballs a 3. And Bulls now pushing the pace. And this is Pranit. Right through the middle. JJ with the ball. Back to Jared. To Pranit. To Dimitri. To Udyanga. Drives. Poor pass. JJ chasing it down. Air Force looking for the whistle. They didn't get it. And Joshua now open. And he airballs it. Turnover ball, Bulls. JJ makes 1 out of 2. And the lead now 5 points for the Bulls. Sahasra and Benito will now sit. Jazim back in action with Hussein. And that's a foul from Adhyanga. Too much contact on the side. And Praveen doing really well to draw that foul. And this is Praneeth powering through that paint. Roll off, finishing inside. Draws the foul. Gets the bucket. Chance for a 3-point play. And he completes the 3-point play, and now Bulls have a 7-point lead. We are at the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. And that's another steal by Dimitri. It's been really good. So just as the shot clock expired, Praveen is able to get the reverse cup to score under the post. And yet another turnover. This is Dimitri once again trying to push through the defender. Call for the travel. And this is Malaka, who just checked in, who commits the offensive foul. Crew Chief Christopher Karuna Singha, he decided it was an unsportsmanlike foul. So the 2 free throws shot by Dimitri, and Bulls will also retain the ball. And now they advance their lead to 8. This is JJ with some low post action, turns around and is called for the travel. This is Jared trying to stay with Hussein. Couple of good passes. And Praveen finishes inside the paint. Good ball movement. There was some pick and roll action off the ball. And few passes. And this is a poor foul by Hussein. There was no need to reach out. And he's called for the reach out foul now. And Malaka will sit with very few minutes of action, and rightly so. Air Force brings back Sahasra to the lineup. They need size. Sahasra and Pubidu have been good, dominating the boards. And their rim presence has been hard for the Bulls. To penetrate through that paint. And Pranit is now fouled by Pubudu. Going for that rebound. Pranit had the control of the ball and was a lot of contact by Pubudu. The referee, the official, explaining that he was not elevating himself straight, rather he was going onto a side, so that's why that foul was called. However, Pranit makes one, and now this is Air Force back Hussein, and yet another steal by Dimitri. However, after so much rash play, Air Force will come out with that ball. The ball was turned over so many times during that play. And with 4 minutes of play left in this quarter, Bulls now leads by 9. Dimitri with a lot of pressure, not letting Praveen any easy options out. And now this is Hussein running through the pick. There's a mismatch now. And the Bulls able to shut down Team Air Force before they could make a shot, as the shot clock expires. So this has been a good quarter for the Bulls so far. They will want to finish well. And now a wide open Jared cannot connect. Sahasra once again with the boat. And after a couple of chances, Bulls still be able to get that rebound. And now they will attack. This is Udanga. Through the defense. In the middle. Finishes on the left. And he felt good about it. Once again, a lot of contact. Both teams looking very physical. This is Pobidu. Comes up short. This is Jared. Right wing. A lot of pressure applied. This is Dimitri from mid-range to Pranit. The tip. Brilliant play by the Bulls. That's the kind of game we expect from these players. Good ball movement. A good sequence of play for the Bulls. And now they're gradually extending that lead to 13 points. With 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. Timeout, Sri Lanka Air Force. We need to talk a bit about Dimitri in this game. He has been very good in defense, being able to get those steals, push for fast breaks, a lot of ball pressure on the ball handler, Praveen of Sri Lanka Air Force, which has somewhat hampered the Air Force offense. And we have seen three shot clocks expiring for Sri Lanka Air Force, because they have taken a lot of time to set their offense. And one main reason for that is Dimitri's defense on the ball controller. So Team Air Force calls for another timeout, or rather the referee has decided it's another timeout because they took too much time to get back on court. So back-to-back timeouts. And now both teams ready. And the discussion at the Sri Lanka Air Force bench should have been, move that ball. Because when the pressure is on the ball, you need to move the ball soon so that the defense will get unsettled. Right now, the ball is not moving enough. And that's another block by JJ. And this is Pobidu turning over the ball, touched the line. And Bulls will bring it back to extend that lead and finish this quarter. And this is JJ from out, mid-range, and he connects. Lead extends to 15. And now he travels. This is Joshua with the turnover. Some good passes, and Dimitri wide open mid-range. Assist by JJ. Good ball movement. And Bulls now looking good with that ball starting to move around. And yet again another interception. And the Air Force offense has not been good during these last few positions. However, Hussein able to hit that mid-ranger to stop the run flow of Bulls. Cross pass, not a good one. And Jared now. Out to Dimitri. Mid-range. Connects again. Some good bench minutes coming for the Bulls to Dimitri, Jared and JJ. We saw the same in their last game against Colombo. Bench has to be good to win these games, and that's what these Bulls players are doing. And now this is Udyanga looking for the pass, wide open Jared decides to take it to the paint, to Udyanga, to JJ, will take the mid-range, airballed it. And now this is Air Force. Fake by Hussein and finishes well. So lead cut down to 15, and this will be the last position. Bulls will hold on for it. Praneeth calling for the pick from JJ, decides to go the other way, fake and brilliant finish. Simply outstanding. And that will end the third quarter with Bulls extending their lead to 17 points, and they will be really happy with their performance in this third quarter. And much to do for Air Force now. We'll take a short commercial break and see you back with fourth quarter action.
වෙද මහත්තයා
මොකද
මේ ධර්මපාල මන්ත්‍රතුමා ඇවිල්ලා
මේ ගම ආරක්ෂා කරන එක මගේ වගකීම.
ගමේ ඉන්න කෙල්ලොත් ලස්සනයි.
ලස්සනම ගැන කියන සුන්දර කවියට ආසමම
මනහරි රුයින් දිලනා නාරි
අයියෙන්ම සාදුකාර දෙන්නේ වැඩියම පව් කරන මිනිස්සු.
සුදු ඇඳගත්තු මිනිහෙකුට ගමේ මිනිස්සු රැවටිලා.
හරි සාක්ෂියක් නැතුව උසාවියේදී මිනිස්සෙක් වැරදිකාරයෙක් කරන්න.
We are about to start fourth quarter action. The Colombo Bulls looking solid during that third quarter, opening up a good 17-point lead. But we still got a good 10 minutes of game time. So Air Force have enough time to go back to this game. And this is JJ missing the mid-ranger. And Air Force now will look for some offense. They have gone for a smaller lineup, looking for some spaces, open lanes perhaps. The small lineups will give you those open lanes. Will bring back the defense, will pull the defense outside. So this could be their strategy going into this fourth quarter, because they need to cut this lead down to stay in the game. Meanwhile, Dimitri once again drawing that foul, going for his trademark mid-range jumper. Connects the first free throw. Catch them both. Once again, Dimitri has been really good in this game. He has looked the second best player after Praneeth for the Bulls this game, for sure. And now he once again comes up with a rebound too. Looks much confident now, bringing those handles. And a reach out foul by Dasan after his miss. And once again a quick change by Air Force. 1.5 minutes into the quarter, rather 1 minute into the quarter, Hussein will sit. And Ravindra The captain of the side will check in. And this is Sean to connect, rather checking in for Air Force, who now tries to apply a full court press. A poor pass by JJ. And now Jared to JJ. Looks to take it all the way in. A lot of power. Finishes inside the paint with authority. This is Jazim coming short, and JJ wide open. Some brilliant passing, and Dawson able to draw the foul. A lot of contact. Should have finished the shot though. However, he still will go to the line. And another change. Sastra now will sit. Pupudu is back in the game, and Dasun will shoot free throws. Misses the first. Misses both. Pupudu with the rebound. This is Praveen once again. A small lineup for Air Force. This is now Jared bringing the ball up to Pranit. Back to Jared. To Pranit. Turnover, transition offense by Air Force, able to draw the foul. And now changes coming in for the Bulls too. Jared and JJ will sit, and we are seeing Chenura and Tarindu now in the game. So Sean will go to the line, makes one. Pranit demands for the ball, gives it back to Dimitri. This is Dimitri, loses the handle. And this is a wide open Chenura connecting from deep. So Air Force looking for some changes now. No changes coming. This is Kisaja, the rookie, getting some minutes now for the Bulls. So the Bulls also looking to give more minutes for their bench now, with the game most likely sealed with a 20-point lead. Still 5.5 minutes to go, and Air Force scores a 3. This is Chenura once again from out, trying to respond, but Tarindu with the rebound after the miss. Now this goes to Kisaja, back to Isuru. So, call for the carrying violation, turnover ball. We're seeing 3 players for the Bulls, all who represented DSA Nanaika College. Very nice to see that. Players who played for the same school, now playing for the same club. It's always nice to see that. Isuru, Kisaja and Dasun are the 3 players. Brilliant pass by Isuru, and Dasun finishes. So lead back up to 20. Now this is Malaka to Hussein with the floater, is good. And now we are seeing Chenura going for that shot, getting blocked. Another shot, a miss. Kisaja comes up with the rebound. He pushes it to Isuru, pushes it out to Chenura, and this time he's able to connect from deep. The sharp shooter for the Bulls, Chenura Diavis, is getting some good solid minutes now. And he'll want that going in to the latter part of the tournament. And now this is a reaching out foul by Kisaja. Hussein able to draw that foul. Down to the 3.5 minute mark. Still a 21-point margin. A huge one for Air Force. But they're still not giving up. Putting all the hard work, trying to cut this margin out. Now Chenura once again forcing that shot. But Tarindu, as he does very reliable on those offensive boats, able to get it back for the Bulls. However, Isuru turns over the ball. Another change. Sean will check in for Air Force, and now Sasra will sit. Looks like that's done. Rather, Air Force have still some of their starters. Not all their starters have gone to the bench. However, the game is most probably sealed now. The Bulls with a commanding 22-point lead now. And we are seeing no pace at all in this game, which we saw during those first 3 quarters of play. Both teams looking to run down the clock. No urgency at all by the Bulls. They keep using that shot clock. And that's not another turnover by Chenura. So down to the 2-minute mark. We'll be having our next game starting at 4 o'clock. So once we are done with this game, we'll be joining with live coverage. Once again brought to you by PEOTV and PEO Sports. Sri Lanka Police will take on Sri Lanka Army in that second game. So more basketball action coming up. This game is done and dusted at the moment. Both teams not looking. No urgency by both teams. Just running the clock down. And now Sean commits a foul, trying to reach out. And more changes for Air Force. Ravindra is back, the captain. And also we are seeing minutes for the first time for Savin Fernando. This is Chenura from way deep, showing his range. And the Bulls have been able to put on 70 in this game after a very slow first quarter. They scored, rather first half, they had just just 27 points, but they have put on a good show during this half. And that was a hard foul on Dasan. And Air Force calls for a timeout. So could be the last timeout of the game. With less than a minute of play, Bulls just going through the routines to come up with their third win of the league, and will go on top at least for today. So much to do for Team Air Force. They go down today. That will be their third loss. Still they are not out of contention for that last spot to the knockouts. They will want to secure the knockout spot. A lot to play for that last spot. 6 teams fighting it out. And just when I said could be the last time out, Bulls calls for the timeout too. So I got to say we didn't see the head coach of the Colombo Bulls, Duke Rajapaksa. I learned that he's out for some personal reasons. So we hope to see him back in the next game for the Bulls. However, the boys from the Bulls have been able to weather the storm during that first half and take control of this game. And now they are in cruise control to lead this league points table after their third win, which they will most surely do. are just waiting for the final proceedings of this game, and we will move on to the next tip-off at 4 p.m. So those who are at home, you can join in and watch live coverage through PEOTV and PO Sports. And those who are around the Royal College Sports Complex, please come and watch these games to support the players, support the Sri Lanka Basketball League. So Dasun made one of those 2 free throws, and that last foul which was made on him was deemed unsportsmanlike foul. Due to that, they will get the ball back. So this is Chenura once again from outside, doesn't connect. Ball with Joshua now. Decides to hold on to it. And they are forced to looking to slow down the game now. Ashane cannot connect. And now Bulls will hold on to the final position. Shot clock and game clock has a 1 second difference. Chenura going from out again, in and out. Tarindu with the rebound, and now for sure Bulls can hold it on for the final position. This is Isuru. Penetrate through the defense, cannot connect. Air Force will have the ball. Final seconds of the game. And that will do it. The Colombo Bulls being able to end that game with a commanding 25-point win, 71 points to 46. Air Force will go down. This is their 3rd loss. A lot to do for them. However, it has been a great game of basketball to watch. So now we'll move on to a break as both teams shake hands after the game. So as I said, remember to check in at 4 p.m. tip-off for the game between Sri Lanka Police and Sri Lanka Army. We'll see you then.